and welcome back to the Electric Bee and Tula Pink Sew Along for 2025. This year we are quilting our way through Tula Pink's City Sampler, 100 Modern Quilt Blocks. My name is Rachel with the Electric Bee, and I'm hosting this quilt along. We're sewing 2 quilt blocks a week, and this week was blocks 7 and 8. Another fun opportunity to do some strip piecing to make these 4 patches a little bit simpler. So here's block 7. They're very similar blocks. And then block 8. I really like these. Definitely a little bit trickier with all the 4 patches, but kind of fun to assemble. So let's see the blocks that I made, and then we'll look at some of your guys's. So we'll start off with my Tula Pink blocks. So this is my block 7. So with my Tula Pink, I'm really kind of basing mine off of her colors. So I, again, went with the peaches. I used, I fussy cut in the corners, which I think is a fun opportunity to do. And I really liked how it turned out. And then here is my block 8. Again, I really like how this one turned out. Not as much contrast with these fabrics, but I think it turned out really pretty. So again, here are my 2 blocks. I really like them, and I can't wait to put them into the quilt. I will pop a picture in right here that shows all of my blocks together. Something that you'll notice is I really have like a lot in the peach and the purple family with this section. But as we kind of go through more of the book, a lot of the other colors make an appearance. But I really like how my blocks are turning out together. And I think it looks really pretty. Okay, and then let's talk about the quilt that I'm making for my husband, Jeremy. So this is block 7 for Jeremy. I really like how this one turned out. I say that for every block, I guess. But I think I like that I did the dark corners. I think it's very striking. And then here is block 8. Also really like this one. Surprise, surprise. I just really like how these are turning out. Again, I will pop, so here's these 2 together. And I will pop in a picture here of them all together. Now, Jeremy's definitely is looking super cohesive. I'm using, the same fabric line for all of his, and I think they're looking really good together. I think he's pretty excited to have his quilt done, and I am as well. I think the colors are turning out so pretty. So yeah, those are my blocks. Again, I really like the strip piecing with the 4 patches that we did this week. Next week are some pretty simple blocks. So I'm looking forward to those as well. So let's look at some blocks that you guys have made. Okay, so let's start off. We have a new person. Welcome to the Quilt Along. This is Laura Hurd, and so I'm going to I'm going to put in the pictures of all the blocks she's done so far. So here's her blocks 1 through 4, and oh my gosh, are these Tilda fabrics? I think they might be, and I am dying over the cuteness. I love it so much. The fussy cut, like what are those, mice that are in the corners of her block 2, the squirrel that's in that center. I mean, they're beautiful. The mushrooms, look at that purple mushroom fabric. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. These blocks are so pretty. I'm kind of jealous. I kind of want this fabric because I think just 10 out of 10. And then here are Laura's other ones. And again, I think this is Tilda fabric. Please correct me if you're watching this, Laura. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But look how pretty they are. Good job. Welcome to the Quilt Along. I'm so glad you posted your pictures. I love it. I love it so much. And then up next, we have Shanna Rogers. She's doing hers in the Tula Pink. And oh my gosh, she did the fussy cut squirrels in the corners. I love that so much. I might have to remake this block and do mine with the fussy cut squirrels in the corners because it is so cute. And then that yellow mineral print that you used in in block 7 is one of my absolute favorites. I love that color. I love mineral. Like I have, of course, a list of all the quilts that I want to make, and making an entire rainbow quilt out of just using mineral is high on that list because I really like that fabric. And then, it's just so pretty. I love Tula Pink, obviously. I love your blocks. Fantastic. Good job, Shanna. And then we have Tracy. I couldn't exactly find a picture of her block number 8. I think she kind of has them a little out of order, but I really like hers too. She's using these kind of muted colors that I just think are so pretty, and I can't wait to see, you know, it all come together. I really, really like, you know, the contrast that she's using in block 7. I just think, Tracy, your quilt is going to look really pretty, and I can't wait to see it. I really, really like it. And then last but not least, I'm scrolling, and we have my mom's. So this is my mom's block number 7. Looking really pretty. She's using those reds. I really like the flowers in the corners. I think that's just a fun opportunity to use a fun print. Like, why not? You know, that's kind of how I feel. Tula Pink once said, and I don't know if she took this from somebody else, but, you know, she said, why use one fabric when you can use 40? And I kind of agree, you know, why not? And then there's my mom's block number 8. Again, I really like it. I think she fussy cut those corners, and I think they're super cute. I like how she also has 2 fussy cut in the patchwork that's in the center. I think that looks really pretty, Mom. I like the blues. Again, yours I think is gonna be really fun when we put it all together with the blues and the reds. So yeah. So those were the pictures that were posted to Instagram. So again, please follow me at Electric Bee Quilting over on Instagram. Use hashtag TP100block2025 so that I can see your blocks and I can post them in the weekly wrap up. I'm really looking forward to it. So next week we got blocks 9 and 10. So tomorrow I'll post the video for block number 9, and then on Wednesday will be block number 10. These are a bit easier blocks, and I'm excited to show you guys. They came together so nicely. How are you guys liking the quilt along? How's your January going? February is right around the corner. You know, I think today I might convince my daughter to put out all the Valentine's Day decorations. You know, January, February are never my favorite of months, but you know, I like pink and red and all the fun stuff of Valentine's Day. So I think we might, you know, put some of that stuff out just to have a little bit of fun. But yeah, we're going into February, guys. We're already a month in. I hope you guys are just having a good time. So I thought I'd do a little bonus at the end. My mom suggested that I show you guys some of the other projects that I've been working on besides this quilt along. And so I thought I would show you some of the projects that I've been working on outside of this quilt along, just kind of for fun. I do have a kind of cross stitch related channel, which I'll link down below, that has a lot of like the cross stitch projects that I do. But if you guys like seeing these projects, let me know in the comments below. If you're like, nope, stick to the quilt along, I totally get it. And we can do that as well. I can maybe make these standalone videos. Just let me know some feedback down in the comments below if you have any. But I thought I'd show you guys something fun. So a few weeks ago, so for Christmas, I ended up getting a Stanley from my mom. You know, I'm now officially a cool kid because I didn't have a Stanley before. But I saw this one, which is hard to tell because I have it in this case, but it has the rainbow heart or the rainbow kind of oil slick around the top, and even on like the word Stanley, it's that rainbow kind of oil slick, which of course goes with like all of Tula Pink's hardware. So I decided to make it a little bag. This is the Casablanca pattern from Sally Tomato, and I modified it slightly, but otherwise it's 2 pattern. I used Tula Pink fabric. I used Soft and Stable as my interfacing, and then I use the Tula Pink webbing for the strap. So this is kind of the bag. So, you know, this Velcros on to the Stanley, and what I really like about it is that it still fits in the cup holder of my car, but it can also just sit flat on the table. And I really like it. I decided to do binding. It just has black binding, and I just use like a plain black as the lining. And then it comes with this little purse that is in fact removable, but I got, of course, 800 different straps. So you can remove. So this is how I've been carrying it. I thought that this would be perfect in the summer because I'm frequently going to the park or to the pool or to anywhere, and I'm always wanting to bring a water bottle, but you know, we're oftentimes like take our bikes or something like that. So I thought that this would be a good way to like kind of, you know, wear my purse, but it's removable. So this is kind of, I just, you know, bring this around just in its little snuggie of sorts. But this little purse, you know, again, comes with the pattern, so it's removable. And then I can put the strap on it. And again, I used all, of course, rainbow hardware. This is Tula pink fabric from the Nightshade Deja Vu collection. And yeah, I just think like this is really cool, cute. It can hold my phone, it can hold my wallet, you know, it can hold, you know, our pool pass, whatever. And so I've actually been using just this as my purse. You know, the past, you know, few weeks, I really like it. I mean, it's really small, but it totally works for me. And then, you know, my Stanley. So yeah, cute. Again, that is the Casablanca pattern by Sally Tomato. I do warn you, it is a hard pattern. So if you are an inexperienced sewer, especially with bags, I would not make that as my first one. If you're experienced, have at it. But it's definitely tricky. There's a lot of curves. The binding is very kind of complicated. Especially she has it written to where you don't have to do binding on the inside, which I didn't end up doing binding on the bottom of the bag. But I did bind the inside of mine, and I hand stitched it on the inside because I was not going to put this through my sewing machine. I used black, so you can't even see it really. So I think that it's okay. But just word of wisdom, if you are not a super experienced sewer, especially with bags, I wouldn't do this as your first one. I would make a lot of other bags before I'd make this one, but I think it turned out super cute. And then I have a few quilts that I've been working on, so I thought I'd show you just a couple of those. So last year, well, every year Quarter Shop releases like a Halloween pattern for free, and this year was called like Spooky and Sweet. And so I got my first block done. I've had this cut out probably since it released back in June, but I hadn't sewn it yet. So there's my little ghosty. I'm using all just kind of scrap fabric that I kind of just pull. Halloween is my absolute favorite holiday, so I had a lot of this fabric just on hand. And then the background, I think, is from Garden of Erie, which is I believe a line from Art Gallery this past year. And I think it's so pretty. So there's my little ghosty. I'm hoping to get it finished. It's just like a little table topper type thing. So that's Spooky and Sweet. And then I am sewing, I thought I'd show these too. So I am sewing out of, this is the Lori Holt Scrappiness is Happiness book. This is a really fun book. I love sewing with scraps. That's probably my favorite thing, is to get all my scraps out and, you know, have fun with them. So I really, really like this book. I actually made a sampler using all the blocks in this book that I gave to my daughter a couple years ago, last year. So anyway, so I'm making this quilt right here. So this is called the Scrappy Strings. And what you do is you sew, you know, your strips onto interfacing and then trim them. So what I'm doing is I'm basically saving all my strips of Tula pink fabric specifically in like a drawer. And then I'm making the blocks kind of as I have enough string. So I made 4 blocks. And again, these are completely scrappy, but just using Tula pink prints. So there's one. Here's another one. And I try, like within a block, I don't repeat fabrics. Here's another one. Oop. And here's another one. I believe I need 80 to complete the quilt. And I think I have around 30 made. Let's check. Yes, I need 80 for the quilt and I have 30 done. So we're getting there. But as I said, you know, just because I'm using scraps, you know, it takes a while for them to build up. But I think it's going to look really pretty, like when I get it together. Let's see. Well, I wouldn't put these two together because they have the same fabric, but you can see how it's, oh, and these two have the same fabric at the bottom. Whatever. Obviously, I would modify my layout a bit, but yeah, You can't see that at all, but it's gonna look great. So yeah, let me know if, you know, that's kind of fun for you, but that's what I've been working on. I am looking actually forward to a fun week of sewing. Yeah, and it's going to be a good time. So I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I hope you're having a wonderful January, and I will see you next week. Bye.